supposed to tell people that. Hey everybody, here we are at Table Rock Lake, and we're continuing this series of SPRO files. I am here with a good friend of mine, Pete Wenners. I mean, I have known Pete since back in the 80s. And basically today, I mean, there's a lot of things we're going to talk about through the course of the day, but we're going to break down Table Rock, number one. We're going to talk rock crawlers. We're going to talk McSticks. We're going to talk about Pete's involvement, you know, in the SPRO brand. And as he said, the essential lineup of baits. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into, you know, SPRO and all the different arms of it. And we're just going to get out here today, have some fun, enjoy some time on the water, and we're going to get out there on the rock today and see what we can make happen. You see him come up on live scope? We were just talking about it not being on the bottom, and that was not on the bottom.
I bet it's smallmouth. Look at the way he's pulling.
Should be a brown one, yeah. Should be a brown one, I'm going to say, on the new color. Oh yeah, nice brown one. Nice brown one. I mean, he just came up and got it. Oh, typical fall brown one, long and lean. Isn't it crazy how these fish this time of year are just long and lean, and then come spring they'll gain 2 or 3 inches in the girth? But that's what it's all about. I mean, that is Table Rock, SPRO Rock Crawler at its finest. RK55, that is a brand new color, by the way. That is green pumpkin orange. We have got 6 new colors actually that we just introduced, so I'm looking forward to catching a lot more bass on that one. It's a pretty fish, isn't it? And I mean, it's kind of cool, you know, we're sitting here talking about all this stuff. The very first episode of SPRO Files, I mean, that's basically where we opened. We were up on my deck, you know, talking about the history and what Table Rock means to me, and, you know, the years that I've spent here. And I mean, that's probably the biggest thing that, you know, I look at my relationship with you, Bill Beck, I mean, the other guides on the lake, and I mean, you guys had such a big influence on even helping me design this bait. You know, I mean, I was listening to everything you guys had to say, you know, about what we wanted in a bait when we first developed the rock crawler. I mean, every one of us wanted a bait that would go deeper and would throw better. And that was one of the biggest things that we were after. You know, we didn't want to copy a bait. We wanted a bait that would do different things.
And a lot of it just depends on the bait. You know, if them shad get up there and start feeding on that stuff on that black rock, you know, we'll key on the rock. And it's kind of a day-to-day thing. You kind of got to go down a gravel bank and then go to a ledgy bank and basically let the fish tell you where they are and what they want. Well, but the problem some days is getting that bite for the fish to tell you where they are.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess that's the one thing I've learned, you know, through the years of fishing Table Rock, and not just Table Rock, but Grand, all of these lakes in the Midwest. I really believe fish gravitate to gravel just because it's easier for them to feed. If there's bait on gravel and there's, you know, whether it be crawfish, brim, you know, shad, whatever it is, I feel like fish would rather be on gravel just because it's easier for them to push and for them to eat, rather than being around a lot of obstructions, you know, big chunky rock and stuff. I almost feel like they would prefer to be on gravel, but there are those times that, like you said, when the shad really start getting around that bigger rock, or when the crawfish are really in that phase where they're around the bigger rock, then they migrate to that stuff. Old largemouth back there in the back.
Yeah.
I was hung up, and he actually...
he helped you get unhung. I seen you popping the bait. That's a nice largemouth.
Yeah, it is. You know,
You want me to get him for you?
I can get him, Pete, I think. I mean, he is a good one. Oh, skinny. Stay down, baby. Choke that thing, though. Look at that. I mean, he needs to eat.
He
was hungry.
He was hungry, wasn't he? You can't even see the bait.
He absolutely swallowed it. I was hung up and I popped it and I popped it and then I went to pop it again and it's like, oh, he's got it. It's funny how they do that sometimes, old lazy fish like that.
Yeah, he's fish been around for a little bit.
Ate it. Goodness.
There's no doubt he wanted that.
Yeah, he did. You know, we were talking about following these fish and, you know, figuring out how to break this lake down this time of the year. And the thing that's crazy about it is I honestly have been avoiding these pockets and these areas like this because I just didn't feel like those fish had moved there yet. Yeah. But maybe they're slipping back in here a little bit more than I thought they were. That's a decent little fish, but he needs to eat. Needs to eat. Feet up, baby. Do you feel like the lake's breakdown has changed dramatically in the last 5 years, 10 years? I mean, I think we even talked about that a little bit. I mean,
yeah,
what is your
really
feeling
do
on that?
because what has happened where the lake level, you know, we're just about a foot. We're at normal summer pool right now, but from 9-16 down out to about 15-16 foot where the lake is up and down, we've lost all our wood. The stumps, you know, the good largemouth habitat. Mm-hmm. I think that's had a lot of effect on it. The fish don't have the cover to relate to like they used to have. So I think the fish have kind of changed where they live. You know, they're backing out a little bit deeper.
And it takes cooler weather to get them to finally pull up on this shallower.
Yeah, especially the largemouth.
Yeah.
Now I think there's a certain amount of largemouth that stay up here shallow, a real small percentage, you know, like 5% or something, all year long, whether there's enough oxygen in the water or not, that still stay in that shallow water. But you've got a lot more, your higher percentage of numbers are out there deeper.
Yeah, and the fact that they did raise the pool level on this lake up to 9-16. If we get a little bit of high water, you know, there's 2 foot of water up there in those bushes.
Right, yeah, we only need about a foot over.
Yeah.
And we've got enough water up in the bushes and not so much in the bushes, just right at the edge of them, you know, where you can get a bait by the front of them. Another brown one, I bet you.
That might be brown. As tough as it's been all morning, it feels good to get a few bites.
Yeah.
That's got to be a brown one.
I'm not catching them, but I'm a good guide,
That's
you know.
Right. That's right.
Nice.
That's a nice brown one, yeah. Just barely got it, too.
Now, what color is that one on, Mike?
This, I believe, is that I've got 4 brand new colors tied on, so I'm pretty certain that
now,
this
he
is
wanted that one, too. Look at
he didn't get it very good. That's that ghost olive craw. Is what
he had that whole bait in his mouth there right at the end. The bait, I think, came out, but
yeah, so that's ghost olive craw. The last 2 I've caught on that color. It's, you know, we came out with olive craw a couple years ago, and I really I mean, it was one of my favorite colors. I kind of feel like it's one of those baits that, you know, looks like a crawfish, but also resembles a brim. You know, you look at that bait, it's got some orange on it, and you know, it can be a crawfish or a brim, and it seems like they just really like the olive craw. And then this year I'm like, well, we need a ghost olive craw for the clearer water and the brighter days.
that's 16-inch smallmouth.
Yeah, 16, 17. What's crazy though about these fish, and I mean, you look at that fish and you're like, oh, that's just one of those long, lean. These fish in the springtime, literally the girth will gain 2 inches.
Yeah, it look like footballs.
It's unbelievable how much they thin down through the summer and then in the fall. But man, that's not bad. I mean, we've caught 3 legit keep.
Yeah.
Oh, brown one. Stay down. Stay down. Nice.
Little guy got him foul hooked.
Little brown one.
Felt a little better there for a second, hooked in the side.
It always feels better when they're hooked in the side like that. You know, the thing about it, I mean, that right there is one of my favorite go-to colors day in, day out. I think especially on days like today.
The Phantom watermelon.
Phantom watermelon on these bright, clear days is really, really hard to beat. But any translucent bait, in my opinion, is a better way to go when you're dealing with these bright bluebird conditions, for sure.
Flat gravel banks that look like nothing. Just out to the edge of them, we've got some of that ledge, just like what you can see up there. That's what we call, a good transition.
You're not supposed to tell people that. That honestly though is like one of the sleepers that a lot of us that understand the lake rely on, is those places that to look at the bank you swear it's just gravel.
Yeah.
But it has that rock out here, in the right depth of water, and that's what we're catching these fish off of. We talk about catching them on gravel, and yes, we catch them on gravel, but so often that gravel has that kind of rock out here where the break is.
Right, you take another foot of water and you never know that was there.
Exactly. Hey guys, I know we didn't absolutely light it up today, but I hope you go away from this feeling like you got a better understanding of breaking down table rock. I mean, Pete has guided here for 30 years. And, our understanding of the lake is so much different than a lot of people's, but I mean, we talked a lot about transitions, and I mean, you've seen the scenery of the lake. The biggest thing that I will say is when you start talking about transitions, if you go out here on Table Rock and you look for a bluff on the lake and you fish at the end of that bluff in that transition area where it goes from river channel to pockets and points and things like that, you're going to be successful. What's your view?
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're going to be around the fish, staying close to them channels where them fish got access from the deep to the shallow. And it was a blast today. It was, you and I hadn't got to fish together for
been a long
25 years. I'm glad I got to watch you catch some fish today.
Like I said, we didn't light them up, but it's been a fun day catching them on a rock crawler.